Hey guys, Big Will here, just kind of hanging out. I just got a email on the blog site or whatever, what'sgoodwithwill.com, about how to rep hands for kickboxing, or maybe if you're doing the fight fit or something like that. What's like a good, kind of easy, quick way to wrap your hands, make sure your hands and your wrists are staying safe. So got my hand wrap here, and if I can get my pan down to the hand here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm going to start by putting that thumb loop. I'm going to like to put it on my ring finger, okay? And from the ring finger, I'm going to go around down towards my index finger, around towards the back of my knuckles. I know I'm moving my hand a little bit, sorry. Go down towards the back of my knuckles there, once or twice. From there, I'm going to go back down towards my wrist, around the wrist once. I'll go back up from the wrist towards the pinky, down towards my index finger, and back down again. And that I've done that a couple times, I've kind of made like a little X there for some cross support. My wrist is very snug. I'm going to go in between the webbing of my fingers to help hold the padding down on the top, and just got to get everything nice and snug. So I'm going to go from my wrist here up in between my index finger, around and back down the wrist. And from there I'll go back up in between my middle finger, in between that and my index finger, back down around the wrist. Again, moving down the line, set the ring finger there, towards the middle finger, back down around the wrist. One last time, to the ring finger and the pinky, back down around the wrist. Then I'm going to kind of end it the same way that I kind of started there. I'll go around the wrist once, go back up from the wrist towards the index finger, from the palm around towards the pinky, kind of holding everything snug and tight down there. And from there, go back down towards the wrist again, making sure again that that's just kind of snug and tight. And I'll move my hand a little bit. And then I can go ahead and end it down here, kind of as tight or as loose as I want to have it. So when you get down to the very end, a couple of tricks that I've learned over the years. If for some reason you put this thing on backwards and the Velcro is down, if you just turn it, you can easily just attach that Velcro back on there, and make sure that's tight. When you're done, you've got a nice tight wrist wrap here. It's a good webbing between the finger, good knuckle padding, and good X cross support there for the outside of the metacarpal, the pinky, and all the fine bones in your hand. Make sure while you're doing this, keep your hands stretched out, or keep your hands stretched out like this. Don't have a loose, weak, or limp hand while you're doing it. When you make a fist, the outsides of your hand there, pinky and index finger, they're going to kind of puff out or swell out. So kind of the tighter you have it with the hand webbed out, when you make a fist, it's going to keep this very solid when you're making strike and making contact. So yeah, hopefully this answers those questions and stuff like that. Back up here. So from Will, Big Will, here at what'sgoodwithwill.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope that helps.